Amen. Here comes another Christian phrase. Just have faith. Wowee, do we have a lot to unpack for this one. Let's begin. So the responses I got on Instagram about this phrase were very mixed, but I got the impression that most were not fans of this phrase. Now, why would that be? The Bible talks about faith all the time. I mean, you've got an entire chapter in the book of Hebrews, which many call the Hall of Faith. You even have Paul and James talking about the importance of faith in the Christian life. Yet, I talk to so many people who cringe and even frown upon such a phrase about faith. Hebrews 11, verse 1 says, "Now faith is confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see." In my previous video, I talked about the hope we have in Jesus. Faith is tied into that hope with the confidence we have in Jesus, in who He is, in fulfilling His promises, in simply being there for us. That's faith. So why would people have any problem with the phrase, just have faith, when faith is what the Christian life is built upon? Well, even though we can check off the fact that faith is spoken about many, many times in the Bible, we're still missing some very important information. See, there are two things I want to look at from here on out. First, the fact that the very important word just begins that Christian phrase. See, faith is not, I do this, then God does that, then I have faith. Faith is an action on our part. It is the confidence we have in Jesus. When we place the word just at the beginning of the phrase, we end up with something that isn't biblical. What we end up with is the idea that we must carry the load on our own, that everything that happens in our lives is solely based on how much faith we have or don't have. That is where I will lean into my second point. People tend to hear this phrase in the context of unanswered questions, unanswered prayers, or having a moment of a hard season of mental health, and someone comes along and says, just have faith. It hurts. It hurts to hear that the reason things aren't going well is because of your own lack of faith, and we should just try harder to make things work. Jesus offered to carry our burdens. He's the one that is in control. Matthew 17, verse 20 says, "He replied, 'Because you have so little faith. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you.'" God's abilities are not dependent on how much faith we have. If that were the case, we would never see much, for our faith could never measure up to how powerful God is. Back to the first point I made, faith is something we have, and something we have alone. And when someone says just have faith, we are left with a thinking that we are our own God. That when something bad happens or something doesn't work out, it's our lack of faith. Or if something good happens, it's because of our great faith. With just having faith, we have become our own gods. As a final note, I want to remind you of who we have faith in, because sometimes we make the word faith so small and cliche. The one we have faith in created this universe. He created you. He has all the power to fulfill the thousands of promises recorded in the Bible. He conquered death. He has done numerous miracles, big miracles. Time does not hold him, and there is absolutely no one who would even be considered a rival to him. This is Black Diamond Apologetics.